Payday, you want payday. I know that. I know that. I was born. I know that. I was born. Canelo Alvarez and Terence Crawford continue to go at it at the final press conference in Las Vegas. They both got their words off, and in this video, I'm gonna break it down, let you know what really happened. What up, Fight World? It's your boy Ego, and I'm back with some more boxing. So, they did the final press conference, Canelo versus Terence Crawford, and the two were at each other's throats. Now, I'm often imitated, but never duplicated. What really happened, now people are trying to come out with variations of that, but just know where it started. And if you like this type of content in boxing news, you know where to subscribe. Canelo, Terence Crawford, they're doing their best to promote their show. And I kind of want to go over what was said, who said what, you know, all the shenanigans. I know y'all like shenanigans. It's all about the shenanigans. We unpack. We unpack. We unpack. Coming to you live, Boxingego unpack. Yeah. We unpack. We unpack. We unpack. Coming to you live. So, Canelo, he got at Terence Crawford. Make sure you guys follow me on my IG, trying to get to 75,000. The link will be in the description at Boxingego 1, right? But basically, Terence Crawford told Canelo he ain't afraid of shh, and Canelo continued to kind of berate his resume. He was like, you ain't fought nobody, right? And that continues to be a talking point from Mr. Alvarez. You ain't fought nobody. So let's get set up, and we'll take a listen, if you will.
Be different from you as well.
Question for Canelo.
The last fighters that you fought, they ain't on my level. And
I fought everybody.
The last fighters you fought since 2002.
Mention me one. You mention me one elite fighter. Just one.
You.
Oh, me.
Look,
it's gonna
you.
be me.
I don't care about anybody else.
And you will see that.
You. So when I beat you, is you gonna be a nobody? When I stump a mud hole in your ass, is you gonna be a nobody? You gonna be just like everybody else. Watch.
Yo, I gotta keep it real here. Terence Crawford, he seems out of his depth a bit. He's not really a prime trash talker, right? He's more like a street dude where, like, if there's a confrontation, he'll like cuss you out. But I'm talking about the gift of gab without like a bunch of curse words and like ninja this, ninja that on the mic. You know what I mean? It's not really his lane. And y'all know, for at least my longtime listeners, y'all know I rap. Y'all know I come from hip hop. I am a student of the game, a wordsmith, a true lyricist, if you will. And I look at life. I mean, when you rap and when you write, when you got that penmanship, you kind of like think of like, it'll be every day and I think of bars or like metaphors and stuff. This is my whole life. You know what I mean? Comparisons and like this rhymes with this. Like, it's just how my brain works, right? With that being said, I am so dedicated and I love hip hop and grew up on hip hop and whatnot. I look at it like a rap battle when I see these press conferences. And I got to keep it real. Canelo is getting the best of him. And it's crazy. It's like Drake said to Meek Mill, you getting bodied by a singing ninja. Now, Canelo's not a singing ninja, but this ain't even his first language, and you getting bodied by English demon speaking Canelo, right? And some people, like the Bud Buddies, are gonna get mad. Oh, Ego, why? You say you hate Crawford. I don't hate anybody. The reason I say these things is because I really believe what I'm saying, right? And when I told you, I treat it like a rap battle. So when I'm listening to what Canelo's saying and I listen to what Crawford's saying, he's having the better jabs, and we'll continue listening to it. For example, with the clip I just let you guys listen to from the presser, Canelo keep pushing that line like, name one person you fought, right? That was elite. Name one person, one guy, one person. Everybody knows Errol Spence meets that category, but for whatever reason, Crawford seems to have such a disdain for Errol Spence where he can't bring himself to say that. So every time Canelo says this, right, Crawford looks bad because he either has nothing to say and changes the subject, or he'll say the wrong thing and mention like Ricky Burns and Victor Postal, which at best, those were cool wins at that space of your career. Cool. But people didn't view them as like elite. You know what I mean? Like, I guess a way I want to frame it is people can be elite for that period of time, but not of all time. Let me say that again. Sometimes people could be elite for that space of time, but not elite for when we're talking about all time. And I think that's what Crawford is missing. Like Victor Postal, he was a top guy at whatever, 140 or whatever at the time, but he wasn't like, he was just doing cool for himself at that time. You know what I mean? It wasn't like he's like, oh, he's like the Klitschko's. Like, he ain't the illest person from the Ukraine. He not better than Usyk and Klitschko's, like certifiable Hall of Famers and certifiable like names you'll probably remember for their accomplishment. He was just cool. So that's the difference. So every time Canelo keep jamming Crawford up, Crawford don't really say the right things to me. And he said, I'm gonna fight you. You gonna be the elite name. But that's stupid, because what if someone pulls out with an injury? The fight hasn't happened. He's asking right now, who have you fought that is considered elite when you fought him? And then Canelo wins that battle every time because of the reasons I just gave. Now, the other thing, when we're talking about resumes, right? Crawford is kind of trying to challenge Canelo's resume a bit. He says, you ain't fought nobody on my level. You haven't fought nobody on my level. Go back and watch the earlier portion of the video. He pretty much said, you haven't fought anyone on my level since 2002. Bro, what the is this man talking about? This what I'm saying. See, the Bud Buddies, I don't really care, because they could never with me. They could never, like, I have a saying, right? My saying is, you can disagree and you can dislike, but you can't disprove. So get off right? You listen, I'm gonna say it again. You can dislike what I'm saying, you could disapprove and disagree and all this other stuff, but you can't disprove what I'm saying, right? And I want you guys to hear it again.
It's gonna be different from you as well.
Question for Canelo.
The last fighters that you fought, they ain't on my level. And
I fought everybody.
The last fighters you fought since 2002.
Mention me one.
Boom. Again. See, the Bud Buddies get mad, but I be explaining my He said, you ain't fought nobody as good as me since 2002. That's his words. That's not ego. That's Terence Crawford's words. You haven't fought someone since 2002. You're not a good trash talker. You're not witty. You're not good on the mic like that. Since 2002, bro, Canelo was born in 1990. He would have been 12 years old. He wasn't even a pro fighter. What the are you talking about? What the is up with this cluster of busters? Bro, a bunch of Buster Douglases. It doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense. He says you haven't fought anybody as nice as me since 2002. Let's get this. 2002, Canelo wasn't even a pro fighter because he was 12 years old. Do the math. So you don't excel in this arena. You're a great fighter. You're a switch hitter, all that. That's good, but you don't excel here. So let's say because the Butt Buddies, they're going to get moist because Boxingego's cooking y'all. I keep cooking y'all. I'm still undefeated. I keep cooking y'all. So what's going to happen is the Butt Buddies going to be like, oh, shut up. It was a mistake. It was a typo. He made a mistake. He didn't mean 2002. I don't give a because now you're trying to act like his attorney, Jacoby and Myers. You're telling me what he meant to say, but that's not what he said. But I'll be a Huckleberry. I'm a Huckleberry. Cool. Let's advance that 10 years, right? Let's give Crawford the benefit of the doubt, right? And say he didn't mean 2002. He meant 2012. So I advanced it 12 years. 2012, you can't, there's no rehearsal. This is no script. This is off the top of my dome. Y'all always be like, oh, you YouTubers don't know boxing. Bet. 2012 was the year before he fought Floyd Mayweather. He fought Floyd in 2013. So even if you were talking about 2012, which is 10 years after, a decade after what you said, that was before he fought Floyd Mayweather. What are you talking about? So Crawford's attempt to match Canelo in the resume department falls flat because either way, he got a way better resume than you, and you trying to argue that, you're just going to sink, right? And Canelo, that's why he's like, I fight everybody. I fought everyone because he does have a better resume. And I mean, we could go further than that if we're really being honest. Let's say screw the dates. Ego's nitpicking, all right? It's not about 2002 or 2012. Who's counting? So you're still trying to roast Canelo and say he ain't fought no one good in a while. He just fought Dimitri Bivol a couple years ago, who's now currently undisputed. So Dimitri Bivol really got a better resume than Crawford. Better Biev in his prime when he's undefeated, fighting him back-to-back twice is better than fighting a banged up car crash Errol. So Bivol skillfully is a good fighter. Now I understand Bivol beat Canelo, but Bivol at 175, he still fought him. And Crawford's like, you ain't fought, basically you ain't fought no one nice since whatever, 2002, whatever that means when Canelo was 12. But either way, it's not, bro, Canelo fought Lada, who is underrated and a very skillful fighter. He fought Triple G 3 times. Triple G, put Crawford in with prime Triple G and see if it go 36 rounds like Canelo did. So again, I feel like this, just like I said in battle rap, if somebody has an angle on you that you can't really fight, you're better off not trying to explain it because this is what happens, right? Now, what should happen, in my opinion, if I was coaching Terence on the trash talk, is focus more on like, I'll beat your ass, you know? Because I don't even like when the fighters spend too much time analyzing another person's victory, like Floyd whooped you. Because Devin Haney did that to Ryan Garcia. Man, Tank whooped you and he made you quit. You can't really celebrate off of Triple G's accomplishment or what Floyd or Bivol did. You didn't do that. You still got to do it in September. That's what it is.
I ain't scared of shit, and you're going to find that out. As you've seen, the last press conference,
we'll see.
when I walked you down, when you were supposed to be the bigger man.
Yeah, hey, you say that because you're fighting with nobody, and you obviously look like you're a great fighter. But you find out September 13th, this is gonna be different for you.
I ain't scared of
Again, Canelo is cooking Bud in the verbal warfare. He says you're acting basically you acting like this guy because you fight nobody great, nobody like he's saying you didn't fight anyone like really worthy. So yeah, you're gonna look like a stud. But I fight with everybody. I have the Cottos, the Mayweathers, the Triple G's, the Ladas. I mean, the Beevils. Them names are better than all the names I just named. Just with them, Floyd, Lada, Cotto, Beevil, and Triple G. You cannot name 5 people that Crawford fought that at the time he fought them were nicer. Like Kell Brook, Sean Porter, they were in prime very good fighters. But not when Crawford fought them. They weren't like top of the food chain, so to speak. They had been through wars and weight drains and come on, bro. So again, he like Crawford's doing the big bad wolf. I ain't scared of nothing you gonna see and blah, blah, blah. And he's like, yeah, you ain't scared because blah, blah, blah. But another reason I don't like this and why I'm saying he seems like Crawford's doing a great job of selling it. And maybe he is this confident for real. But he's putting more pressure on himself. Canelo does have the experience in the higher weights, and you doing this like I ain't afraid of nobody and I don't back down. That could pretty much, be your downfall if you cannot hurt this man. You know what I mean? Like acting rah and like that's why I feel like Canelo is throwing little jabs, but he got the glasses on like the boy Ego, and he's like more cool, calm, collected. He, to me, is coming across as a way more seasoned fighter because he's more stoic. I practice stoicism, so I tell you guys, a man got to be in control of his emotions. Not necessarily the loudest person in the room, but the person who's just like Canelo's taking his shots. He's amped up to a degree, but overall he's just like, all right, well, like now it makes Crawford. The ball's in his court. He got to prove all the things he's saying. I ain't scared of nothing, da-da-da. But to me, he's just putting pressure on himself because he's basically like, I don't back down. I ain't scared of nothing. You're going to see. What if Canelo hurt you, bro? What if Turkey, put you in a small ring with Canelo and he on that no run, no Tom and Jerry stuff? All these types of things. So I think the onus and the pressure then is on Crawford. That's why Canelo's just like, all right, yeah, we'll see. We'll see if you run. We'll see how you box. We'll see in September. And then Crawford's getting all animated, which, to be honest, you just ate dinner with the man and you were on Piers Morgan. So all this fake turnup seemed weird. And then you're bragging about when I walked you down at the face-off. Like, these aren't like good selling points. It's a face-off. If either one of you guys swing and connect and cut the person, you potentially ruin the fight or get fined by the commission. So it would be dumb for you guys to make contact before September 13th. So what are you talking about? I walked you down. Like, it's like a bunch of bodyguards and security guards. What counts as September 13th?
If you fuck with me, so it's gonna be different. If you fuck with me.
So he said, if you F with me.
So it's gonna be.
I ain't scared of shit, and you're gonna find that out. As you seen, the last press conference.
We'll see.
When I walked you down, when you were supposed to be the bigger man.
Yeah, hey, you say that because you're fighting with nobody, and you obviously look like you're a great fighter. But you find out September 13th, this is gonna be different for you.
I ain't scared of.
Yeah, I mean, just being real, I like Canelo's demeanor a bit more. Canelo's the guy experienced at the weight class. He seems more seasoned. He seems more calm. And being calm is a gift if you master that, right? And I know about this stuff because I've practiced different forms of like meditation, done like cold plunges and cold showers. It takes a mental focus to get in that cold water, just a extremely cold shower, right? I've done pretty long ones. And when I first started doing it, it's like your nervous system sends signals to your brain to immediately panic. So it's easy to and like start doing all this stuff. All that stuff is the wrong move. You're in the cold, you have to find a way to like center yourself and remain calm, not elevate your blood even further and like panic, release cortisol and all this type of stuff. So William Hoff, look up the Will Hoff method and stuff like that, right? There's a big gift for those that can remain calm. And I feel like Crawford normally is pretty, like Crawford is like, for the most part, kind of the we'll see guy. So all this extra, it seems like forced WWE and it seems theatrical. And to me, it gives Canelo the verbal lead because Canelo just like, he's like almost like little brothering Crawford, even though he's younger than Crawford. He's like, you will see, it's going to be different. All right, don't run then. We'll see. And then Crawford's like seeming like the little brother, even though he's older, seeming like the little brother that he wants to prove that he can hold his own and stuff. Man, I'm gonna do this, and you seen what I did at the press conference, and he's like reveling in like stupid stuff. Like, I walked you down at the press conference. Like, I don't know. I don't really see that as like cool points. Again, if either one of you guys swing on each other, then you're stupid because you're messing up your money. So I didn't really look at it as like, oh, Canelo was scared, he got walked down, you know? And we've seen guys talk trash to Canelo like Berlanga. Canelo pretty much plays it the same way. So for me, the reason why Canelo has kind of won these press conferences to me is his attitude is just real stoic, you know, tranquilo, you know, it's real tranquil and stuff. And then Crawford's having to do like the raw stuff, which to me is out of character. Crawford's a brilliant fighter. He's a great fighter, skilled fighter. He don't really have to do it. Like, you're just setting yourself up to kind of have to fight a certain type of fight. And that to me is more dangerous. Like, I don't believe you should let people get under your skin. Do what works for you. If Canelo is talking crazy, you know, kind of just let him show us. So for me, I have given in the 3 press conferences they did, I have really given the edge to Terence or Canelo Alvarez because I like his demeanor better. You know, he's just like, we'll see. Like, he just got that we'll see energy, and I could respect that. Crawford is like, he has something to prove at this new weight class, and it shows. If that makes sense, it shows he has something to prove because he's like, I want to show you. Oh, like, I get it. He feeds off the energy. We'll see what he got for Canelo. But for me, in terms of just winning the press conference, Canelo easy work. Canelo is saying the things that I personally probably would like to hear more with a fighter ahead of a big fight. It's just kind of like, we'll see, not getting too annoyed. It just shows a level of like seniority and maturity. Like, I've been here so many times. I've heard the Berlangas and Caleb Plant and all these guys that I beat tell me I wasn't this, and Danny Jacobs and Caleb Smith, Billy Joe Saunders, all these people trash talk to me. I've been here before. And then again, back to my earlier point, when it's Crawford being pressed by Canelo and Canelo's like, who have you fought? Crawford is freezing up. I don't know if y'all see it. He's freezing up. He's not having anything witty to say. And I told you, this is not his bag. Like, when him and he went on Instagram to explain why the Arrow fight wasn't happening, it's just like, the witty stuff is not your real bag. And it's weird because you're the guy from Omaha, an American city, and you're getting out-talked by a person whose first language is not even English. So I find that kind of bizarre that you can't outwit a person on a second language. That's kind of weird to me. Like, bro, Canelo, if I was a fighter, I'm from the Bay, bro. Canelo, I'll roast Canelo, like, or whoever. It don't matter who it is. Like, I firmly believe that. My mind thinks fast. Like, come on, bro. They don't want to play the roast game with me. Just, we'll leave it at that. And it's going to be factual, which always hits more. You know what I mean? Crawford is just like, rah, rah, rah. I walked you down at the press conference, da, da, da. Canelo's like, your resume trash. Name one person. Name one person. And then the one person that you could use as a lifeline to kind of bail you out, Errol Spence, you refuse to do it. So Canelo just ends up winning. And that's what really happened. Live streaming can be tough, which is why I use StreamYard. Click the link in the description for StreamYard, which is an awesome tool that enables you to set up your stream with ease of use. Get great results with live streaming. It's what I use. Stream to social media with ease with StreamYard. Live streaming is here to stay. Engage with your audience using StreamYard. Great way to reach out to your audience and connect. So you need a tool that can do that. If you're new to YouTube and you're struggling to get views, one tool I can provide to you is TubeBuddy. I've been on YouTube over 10 years. I use TubeBuddy daily to crank out videos just like this one that you're watching. Learn how the pros do it with TubeBuddy. YouTube receives a lot of traffic, which also means a lot of creators, a lot of people putting out content. So you need to learn the ropes so you know how to separate yourself. Especially if you're new, but even if you're a pro, use TubeBuddy. The link is in the description. Get more views, more subscribers, and a higher click-through rate, so ultimately you can realize all of your online goals. Use my affiliate link in the description and grow your channel fast.